Welcome back to another episode of Lost in the Farmer's Market Garden Shorts. Today's plant of interest is bee balm. And if you can see that giant bumblebee, or carpenter bee, I'm not sure which it is, you know why it got its name. Bees love this plant. At certain times of day, this plant is positively abuzz with all kinds of pollinators, but specifically species of bee. Though occasionally you will see dragonflies flitting above here looking for a meal. So biodiversity for the win. Now, this particular variety is Monarda fistulosa, purification, also known as wild bergamot. It is native to the United States, the Americas. It is in the Lamiaceae family, which means it is a mint relative, and you can grow it from zones 4 through 9. On average, here in the test gardens, it gets to a height of about 3 feet, but I've heard information about it saying that it can get up to 5 feet tall, and its spread is about 3 feet. Obviously, this wonderful patch has not gotten that memo, as its spread is way more than 3 feet, so it all depends on conditions. But this particular variety is better for the sandhills of North Carolina because it does not get the summertime crud. It also doesn't care about our sandy soil, and this area does not receive irrigation unless it's rainfall. So you can see, oh, 2 on 1 flower, 2 bees, 1 flower. Pinky. Well, anyway, you can see that it's doing just fine. Now, fistulosa, from the Latin name, Monarda fistulosa, means hollow or pipe-like, and that refers to the fact that the stems are hollow, the flowers are tubes. Yeah, you go, pollinator. You do that thing. And even before the flowers open, the little flower calyxes are also tubes. So, tubes on tubes on tubes. Tubeception, anybody? But the first part of the Latin name is interesting. It's actually named after Nicolas Monardes, who lived between 1493 and 1588. He's a Spanish botanist from Seville, Spain. Ironically, he never actually made it to the Americas. He had his guys go over and bring some plants back. Well, you know, if you had the kind of money back then, that's how it went. Oh, yeah, look at that. Well, anyway, other names for this, as you know, it's called bee balm. It's also known as Oswego tea. Oh, what have we got here? That's a most different type of bumblebee, carpenter bee thing. Neat. Well, it's also known as Oswego tea, and it's called that after the Oswego Native Americans of New York. Bee balm is native, and it ranges all along the eastern seaboard up to New York and possibly further. Now, what makes it useful is that it has a very high thymol content. Now, thymol was first isolated in thyme, which is where the name comes from. It probably should be pronounced thymol. But anyway, that is a powerful antiseptic, which makes it very good for treating sore throats as a gargle, bad breath, mouth issues, anything where you need to kill off some bacteria. Added to apple cider vinegar, it makes for a especially good marinade and mild preservative. So for wild game, unfavorable cuts of meat, really good. Also, that vinegar will act as a meat tenderizer, so it's a 2 for the price of 1 win. Now, why you should grow this plant is easy. It takes care of itself. Where it's growing here, it gets no supplemental irrigation, no fertilizer. I'm pretty sure by now the soil is nearly spent and this plant doesn't seem to give a damn. That's a win for everybody. Also, all these pollinators rolling around on it is a win, because if they're here, they're going to hit up other stuff in your garden. It's got medicinal uses, you can make a pretty good tea out of it, and once you have a patch established, you don't have to do anything. That's why you should plant this in your garden, if you can get it. Now remember, Monarda fistulosa or wild bergamot. Monarda didyma is the kind you'll normally find, and that one's a little more touchy, and it does tend to get the mid-summertime creeping crud. I digress there. That's all I have for you on bee balm. Like and subscribe, leave your comments. If you have a recommendation for a plant for the next video, go on and put it in the comments. Thank you for watching. Oh, and hit up the blog. Keep them growing, folks.